All right, you're going to open up all of your bracketing photos in Photopea. So you'll have your 0, you'll have your +1, and you'll have your -1. We're going to make a new project, and we're going to call it bracketing because we bracketed. And I'm just going to make this. I'm going to go ahead and make this a 10 by 8 just to be consistent. So 10 by 8 at 150 DPI in inches, and I'm going to create. So I've got 150 DPI. Inches is my units, width is 10, height is 8. Called it bracketing, create. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to get my normal 0 good exposure image. And I'm going to select all. Actually, I'm going to make it smaller. Let's make it smaller because it's going to be too big. So let's go to image size. Let's change it to 150 so it matches. Change the pixels to inches, and it's humongous. It's 83 wide. We don't need it that wide. Let's go ahead and make it 3 wide. 3 by 2. Let's make 4. No, 3. Yeah, 3. 3 will be good. Let's do 3. Okay. So now it made it really tiny. So then we're going to do select all, edit copy, and I'm going to put it in my bracketing, edit paste. Okay, so here it is in my bracketing. And I'm going to get my text tool. We haven't used that yet. So this big old T right here is my text tool. And underneath it, I'm going to make sure this is black. So I'm using black for my color. And underneath it, I'm going to write 0 exposure good. Okay, so that one should be good because it was at 0 exposure. And I know that my f-stop was f5.6. We don't know what the shutter was because we didn't take the shutter down, but we know that it was at f5.6. And then I'm going to go to my overexposure one. I'm going to change the size, image size. I'm going to again change it to 150 so it matches. I'm going to make sure this is in inches, and I'm going to change my width to 3. And this is highlighted, so it should change the height automatically. Then I'm going to do select all, edit copy, and then I'm going to go back to bracketing and paste it. And this is my +1. So I'm going to get my T tool again, and I'm going to put underneath that +1. Overexposed. F-stop was at 5.6. Okay, so I got 0 exposure good, f-stop was 5.6, -1 overexposed, f5.6, and then I'm going to get my underexposed one. So I'm going to change the size so it'll fit on my canvas, 150. It's in inches, and I'm going to change that width to 3. Okay, so now I'm going to select all, edit copy. I'm going to go back to bracketing, edit, paste. And then I'm going to move this over to here. It should fit. If they don't fit, we can just kind of nudge them over to the other side. So they all fit on here. There we go. I'm going to get back up here. I'm going to nudge this over just a little bit. All right, so now this is -1. So I'm going to get my T tool. -1. Underexposed. F5.6. Okay. And you can go to your arrow tool and you can still move your text. Also, I'm gonna get rid of that so I can move it. Man, all right, it's too small. Let me get it a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the transform control so it'll let me move it without changing stuff. I hit the wrong thing for negative. There we go. I think that's right. All right, -1 underexposed. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit all 3 of them, and hopefully, since they're only 1 off, I can get them pretty close to a good exposure. So I'm going to go back to the first one, and I'm going to go to view, fit the area so I can see it. I'm going to do my whole entire editing thing like I normally do. I'm going to go to layer, duplicate layer. I'm going to go to image, adjustments, levels, and I'm going to correct for my shadows and my highlights if needed. Might bring that in a little bit. And this is really grainy looking because I made it so small, but I'm going to say okay. And then I'm going to go to image adjustments, hue saturation, and I'm not going to change the color. I want the color to stay the same, but I might boost up my saturation just a little bit just to see. So I might boost it up a little tiny bit. Okay. So now I have it selected. So now I'm going to do edit copy, and I'm going to go back to my bracketing, and I'm going to do edit paste. And this was my good exposure, so I'm going to put it underneath my good exposure. And I'm going to say 0 exposure, good, f5.6, edited. All right, now I'm going to go to my, I don't know which one is this. Okay, now I'm going to go to my overexposed one. I'm going to make that big so I can see it. So I'm going to fit it through the area. And it's a little bit grainy and out of focus because I made it so tiny. Then I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to layer, duplicate layer because I'm doing my editing. I'm going to go to image adjustments levels, and then I'm going to head for the hills. So I'm going to move this black cursor over until I get the darks the way I want them. And I'm going to leave the white where it is because it's already too bright because it's overexposed. And because it's overexposed, I'm going to move that gray a little bit just to kind of calm it down a little bit. But I'm not going to move that one because that would be disastrous. I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to go to image adjustments and try exposure. I can try exposure. Let's just try. Okay. So you can go to image adjustments, exposure, and try messing with it with exposure too. And then I'm going to go to adjustments, hue saturation, and I'm just going to try to bump up the saturation just a little bit, but probably not much because it's already really bright and no, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it as is. Okay. And then I'm going to do, it's already selected. If it wasn't selected, I would go select all, edit copy, and then I will bring this underneath my overexposed spot. So this is overexposed. So we've corrected a lot of it, but it has some highlight issues because it was too bright. So then I'm going to go to my T tool and do +1, overexposed. Edited. Okay. And then I'm going to say what I did. I moved the levels and exposure and left highlights, left hue saturation alone. Okay, so I'm going to say what I did. All right, now I'm going to go to my last one. I'm going to make this big so I can see it. So I go to view. Excuse me, I go to view. And then I go to fit the area so I can see it. I'm going to do layer, duplicate layer, edit, and sorry, not edit, image. We go to image adjustments, levels, and we're going to slide that over right to the bottom of the hill. And then I might have to slide the white one over a little bit because it is underexposed. That's too much. I'm starting to lose some stuff in my highlights. And I think I'm going to leave that gray alone. Okay. So then I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Hue, Saturation. Let's try bumping up the saturation a little bit. You don't want to go too much because we don't want it to get out crazy. So I just went up to 7. That seems like it's okay. I'm going to go more than 10. Okay, so there's the original. There's the edited. I'm going to do select all. Go to my bracketing, edit, paste. And then I'm going to put this one underneath my underexposed because this is my underexposed as well. I must have moved the white up too much because that's a little bit too much than that. That's okay, but the underexposed and the good exposure look pretty similar right now. I'm going to go to T, and I'm going to say -1. Underexposed, f5.6. Moved levels and saturation. Okay. And then you're going to save that file, save that. So you can export it as a JPEG, you can save it as a PSD, and you will turn that in. Yeah, I think I went too much on the highlights on that one. I'm going to go back. Yeah. I'm going to redo that one. I don't like it. You can redo things if you don't like that. Okay, so I move the levels in. I'm just going to move that in a little bit. See, I went too far. I'm just going to go right in there. Okay. And then image adjustments. Let's try hue saturation and see if we can bump up the color a little bit, but not too much. Because if it starts going wacky weird, then we don't want it. Edit, copy. Let's see what this looks like. Edit, paste. So this one's a little bit darker, but I kind of like it better. I like it better than that one because that one was too much. Okay. All right. So there we go. I'm a little okay with it being a little bit darker in the background because even that one seems too bright right now. File. Save as PSD. Save. Okay. And then you're done.